Hello.
Rant summer is here. Head on over to AJsRANTroom.com. We got all of your summer needs covered. From bathing suits to swim trunks, flip-flops and tote bags, towels, tanks, and muscle shirts. Oh, and you can't forget about the visors and the hats. It's lit. So head on over to AJsRANTroom.com and get your summer poppin'. You won't be disappointed. It's always lit over at AJsRANTroom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to AJsRANTroom.com today and get to shopping. You won't.
Bird's the word. Bird's the word. What's good? Bird's the word. Woo! This is that kind of Tuesday, isn't it? It is Tuesday, right? Anyway, happy June 3rd. So I would like to print a retraction for my show for the rant experience last night. I said that the Seahawks didn't post any pride, whatever. They did post a pride thing. They just didn't change their logo this year. So I guess baby steps. I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so we were supposed to go over this whole Glenn Greenwald thing, which we will in a moment, but hot off the press, hot off the TikTok streets, we got to talk about these white liberals again, because the white liberals, they love to love you until they don't. They seem to only love you when they can control you, right? When you play victim, when you screaming for George Floyd and burning down your neighborhoods, when you accept welfare, when you accept Section 8, when you accept redlining, when you accept over policing, when you accept a justice system that is two-tiered, but you continue to commit crimes because they keep putting you in places where they know that you will not thrive. It is all part of their plan. No white Republican is involved in that. And if so, very few. But the overwhelming majority, 95, 98+% of the people making decisions in these areas are Democrats and liberals. Now, what they want you to believe is that they have your best interest in mind. So they come around every 2 and 4 years with the same rhetoric, right? Oppression, slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, black codes, all the good stuff they talk in y'all ear, right? And y'all fall for the okey doke every single time. Every time. It never fails. Y'all fall for the okey doke. And then When a black conservative comes along and says, "Hey, you don't see how you're being used? You don't see how this is the actual oppression that you're complaining about? You don't see how this is the actual problem here. This is the problem. This person and their rhetoric is the problem." Because what they'll do is they'll frame it like somehow black people are these perpetual victims and white people have all of this power and there's unwielding power. Meanwhile, you're going to tell me that a person who is on food stamps living in a trailer park ain't got barely a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of is superior to me. You really can convince me of that. They can't even convince themselves of that because once I start speaking, they know they're inferior. So, what are we even talking about here? Oh, and I forgot to mention they have one damn tooth in their mouth. So, no, there's levels to this ish. So, to sit here and say that every white person I encounter, actually, I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna let the white liberal talk for himself because they don't they don't like when us colored folks speak for them. No sir, yes sir. Here's the homie.
You wrote, anyone can experience racism. My friend, I am fairly certain that what you call racism is just people speaking hard truths about us white folks. That's not racism. That's just a rational response to an oppressor. Racism is a tool of oppression that we have never experienced. Someone can definitely be mean to us because we're white, but that's not racism. That's just good plain sense.
So if you're just a white person in the world minding your business and you happen to have a conflict with a black person, not over racial reasons, it could be something stupid, right? And because you're white and they're black, they have they're automatically the victim here, no matter what. And you, as a white person, should back down and let them have whatever they want to have. We're not children. We're not feeble minded. We're not stupid. We're able to handle conflict. But you, sir, white savior, dun, 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 put his cape on because that's what a white savior has to do. They got to put their cape on. They got to let you know that they're here if you need them. My white ass is here if you need me. So this. Oh, wait. It's taking a moment. So this was my response. So I got I forgot how I got this video. I don't know who sent it to me, but it's been like over a week, and I get a lot of these videos, and I don't respond to most of them. So every now and then, when I'm like, okay, I need to make a video, let me go look through my archive here, see what's here, and I saw that his video was there. So I was like, oh, I could do something with this. So I pull a video yesterday. I make the video. Mind you, I didn't know that him and Lady J were already into it. I didn't know that him and other white conservatives were already into it. I just saw his video and responded to it. Mind you, I downloaded the video a week ago, so I didn't even know his name at this point. And so I'm like, I don't even know who this is. I'm just like, okay, I just remember I downloaded it and I said this might be interesting to use in the future. So I'll do my response. This is my response.
You wrote, anyone can experience racism. My friend, I am fairly certain that what you call racism is just people speaking hard truths about us white folks.
Is the white guilt bank still open? Because y'all really need a going out of business sale.
That's not racism. That's just a rational response to an oppressor.
So every white person that I have a conflict with is an oppressor. Well, that's bullshit. Aren't we all individuals? Hence why all white people shouldn't have to pay for the transgressions of some white people.
Racism is a tool of oppression that we have never experienced.
Racism is racism. Oh my. Prejudice, discrimination, antagonism is universal. Now, do some get it more than others? Yes. But and however, it's all wrong, counterproductive, and stupid.
Someone can definitely be mean to us because we're white, but that's not racism. That's just good plain sense.
This white savior complex is a real thing, isn't it? Dude, you don't have to take a dump on your whole race just to appease black folks. Character, not color. There are bonehead black people, there are great black people. There are bonehead white people, there are awesome white people. The good ones should not have to pay for the transgressions of the idiots. I remember this one time I did this workshop, and afterwards people were coming up, thanking me or whatever, whatever. So this one white woman comes up to me, gives me a big hug, and she looks me in the eye and she's like, "I'm so happy I met you." Great. I was mugged by a black guy that looks like you. What that got to do with me? Character, not color. So the 300,000 some odd Union soldiers who died in the Civil War were oppressors? The white folks that stood with black folks in the civil rights movement were oppressors? Being an asshole or a bigot to a white person who had nothing to do with transgressions of white people historically in this country will do nothing to further or advance race relations. And dismissing somebody's lived experience because they have the wrong color skin in your opinion is not going to help either.
What watermark? What the fuck are you talking about, Prince? There was no watermark in that video. Anyway, no, I downloaded it like a professional. I don't just go be lazy and hit save video knowing there's going to be 2 watermarks floating around the video for the whole thing. So no, that definitely didn't happen there. Anyway, so yeah, there's the white savior. Hallelujah. So, how do you think this Ofe responded to me? Oh, he didn't. He blocked me. Right. He blocked me. Couldn't handle it. So then Lady J sends me a comment. Oh, I don't respond to black creators who make videos, who make responses to me. So you only respond to white people. Do you not understand how that's racist? So black people are not allowed to have an opinion you don't like. And you don't understand how that is the problem. So I can only talk to you if you agree with me. I can only talk to you if you like what's coming out of my mouth. I can only talk to you if I'm dragging my knuckles on the ground, claiming how the white supremacy has destroyed my life. That's the only way I can get a conversation with a Ofe like that. And his name is irrelevant. But he's going back and forth with Lady J, who's a white woman. And he's going back and forth with Nate, who he thought was white as well. That white passing must be Prince, shut up before I block you. There must be see, get out of here, Prince. Go. Fucking trade of thought. There was no fucking watermark in this video. Where do you see a
You
watermark?
wrote, anyone can experience racism.
You mean my watermark? AJ's rant room watermark? Because you don't see no fucking TikTok watermark. Anyway, moving on. What the fuck was I saying? So yes, there was racism on all sides. There are racist liberals, there are racist conservatives. The difference is a racist conservative will just tell you outright they don't fuck with you. I would rather that. I would rather you tell me outright what it is so I can move the hell on. I'm not wasting no time. I'm not wasting no effort. I'm not wasting no energy. Because quite frankly, the person calling me a nigger is the nigger. That belongs on a t-shirt. Bing, 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 bing. Good idea. I mean, y'all wouldn't buy it, but I'll just make it for myself. I'll just make my own special edition. The person calling me, this is real. Interesting. Anyway, So this person, hold on, where am I? I lost my train of thought again. I knew I should have ate. I should have ate before I got on here, but I didn't have time. Anyway, uh, great. So with a white conservative, I know what I'm working with, right? With a white liberal, how they do it is they will shimmy up to you, whisper sweet nothings in your ears, get you to drop your drawers, and then ram you like you've never been rammed before. And you're like, oh my God, that was good. And you keep coming back for more. That's AKA the welfare state. Oh, because I love to talk about how red states are the poorest. No, but you talk about those blue pockets in those red states, those highly densely populated metroplexes that are pulling the resources from that state generally, right? And so when you have that, like say a Jackson, Mississippi, or a Houston, Texas, or a Dallas, Texas, when you have those types of things happening, and you're sitting here telling people that it's the state's problem because it's a red state, when you're not considering the actual analytics that tell you it's the blue pockets in those red states that are pulling the majority of the resources. Then you look at the demographics of that and you see the majority are black. So when you look at black folks per capita in the welfare state, it is not a flex to be on par with white people. Why? Because there are more white people in the country. And we're not even half their population. We're barely, I don't even think we're a quarter. So here we are floating below a quarter of their population, rivaling them in the welfare state, rivaling them in the abortion conversation, rivaling them in violence. Huh? But I never want to have those conversations. Y'all just want to talk about it like, oh, it's a victim and make excuses for why people do bad shit. No, there's no excuse. You got to stop making excuses and make some changes. Because until you make those changes, guess what? You're just going to be in a perpetual cycle of nothingness. You'll be a professional victim. You can change your profession to victim. I am a professional victim. Victimhood is what I love and what I know. It is all I am. But these white liberals, they'll break bread with you. They'll act like, oh, yeah, I understand your plight. But they keep you stupid. They keep you unread. You don't know your constitution. I had handsome liberal. This dude up here bringing up 3/5 compromise and never read the damn thing. How you gonna bring up the 3/5 compromise and you never read it? How you gonna bring up any constitutional amendment and you haven't even read it? Stop bringing a butter knife to a gunfight. We don't want to have that conversation. But they'll sit there as long as they can treat you like these white liberals, as long as they can treat you like an emotional support animal, they're there. They're all in. And this is why I say these black women, this is why they targeted black women. Why? Because women are emotional. Women are easy to manipulate. So you give black women this illusion of power because it's an illusion. Because none of those black women barking at the top of their lungs, if they had a light bulb moment and an epiphany tomorrow that they are being bamboozled, hoodwinked, they could not change their mind openly. That's the difference. That's why they targeted y'all. Because they knew they couldn't target black men. So you attack the woman. They don't go after white women like that. They don't go after Asian women like that. They don't go after Hispanic women like that. They go after y'all black asses like that. Why? Because they need to keep your block of votes in their party. So they just keep telling you the same stuff over and over and over and over. In every election cycle, you get the same rhetoric. You get the same victimhood. You get the same we are down and out. You have congressmen. There ain't never been as many niggas in Congress singing slave hymns on the damn floor because someone got censured for disrespecting the president. If you just spat in the face of the civil rights leaders who really made great sacrifices, we shall overcome it because you got censored for acting like a monkey at the State of the Union address, for acting like an unhinged baboon. Because that's what you did. It is victimhood for the sake of victimhood. You are victims just because you need to be one. It's convenient, it's financially prosperous for you to keep black people in cycles of victimhood. That's why you have pastors like Jamal Bryan screaming from the pulpit every Sunday what victims you are. And you have pastors like Jamal Bryan now affirming homosexuality from their pulpits. It is good for business. We can't lose the gay dollars. So now we got to act like we like them because we got to keep the money going in the church. So it's not about the Bible anymore. It's not about God. It's not about community. It's not about progress. We've stopped progressing a long time ago. You niggas are stagnant, and you're stagnant because of who you're choosing to lead you. You can't blame nobody but yourself at this point. It's you. It's all you. You and only you. Can't blame nobody else at this point. That is all a you problem. And until you people get it together, you people will never be happy. You people will never be prosperous. You people will never truly seek out and fulfill your full potential because you're waiting for somebody to tell you you're worth it. Guess what? They're never going to come. You're waiting for somebody to give you an opportunity. Guess what? You got to take your opportunities. You don't want to compete. You're scared to go out there and really rough it up. That's what you're going to have to do. If you've ever been in corporate America, those white people are ruthless to each other. So you think they're ruthless with each other and they're going to coddle your black ass? No, you got to get in there and fight too. No one's going to hand you a damn thing. You don't build relationships and you don't understand why you can't get opportunities. You don't go into rooms where you're uncomfortable and you don't understand why you're in perpetual states of uncomfortableness because you don't train for the moment. You got to go in a room where you're not the best dressed, where you're not the smartest, where you're not the tallest, where you're not the cutest. You got to go into those spaces. You got to get tips from people on how to do things. But no, we don't want to do none of that. We want to sit back and we want to wait for the government to hand us a check for something that you ain't never going to get. And then you're going to pass down this narrative to another generation of people. Another slab of victimhood. We are bored. But it's white liberals like Homeboy who need black dummies like y'all. Because he will shit on his race at every turn because of how he grew up. So how he grew up is a representation of all white people. Well, then I guess how I grew up is a representation of all black people, right? No, it's not. It is a small part of the equation. But when you're in that circumstance, it looks like it's a big deal. Then you go out into the world and you realize, oh, they're going to be assholes and they're going to be great people. They're going to be people who respect me and they're going to be people who don't respect me. And all of it is okay. Because not one of these things, one way or the other, is going to stop me from getting to my mission and my vision. But y'all don't want to have that conversation. Well, see, here's the thing, but Pat, this is how they get away with it, right? So they go into these spaces. They these white liberals go into these spaces. They talk out of pocket with these black liberals, and the black liberals check them, right? And so now they're like, oh, well, I know. So they'll pretend like they're submitting to the what the black liberals say, but they know the whole time they have in that circumstance they have the power. So they'll just pretend, oh yeah, well, I'm gonna be anti-racist until you meet a black person who doesn't co-sign your mess. And as soon as you meet a black person that's like, yeah, that sounds a little crazy. Now the black person's the problem. Then your racism gets exposed. Because really what you want is you want pets. Black people are emotional support animals. That's what we are to these people. We're easily controlled. As long as we're woof woof and running for the snack when they throw it, they're all right. You do anything outside of that, we're going to block you. We're going to ignore you. And it won't be the last time. It wasn't the first and it won't be the last. Because this is how racists in a white liberal capacity, covert racists operate. This is how they function. They're never going to be direct with you because they don't know how to argue outside of emotion. And when you won't debate their emotional state, because we all have emotions, I'm moody as hell right now. I'm hungry. So I'm going to judge my whole day based on this moment? No, because after I eat something, I'm going to be great. And then on to the next mood, right? Then you go on to the next mood, right? And then whatever other factors in your life that are playing into that, you got to work with those too. But no, white liberals are not your friend. They've never been. You have a 60-year sample size of what white liberals are capable of. And if you are still lapdogging with them, you are the problem. In fact, you just put me on fire. I'm gonna come after your necks at every turn. And then what was so funny is he proceeds to tell, I believe, Nate and Lady J that he sent a black friend. Nobody sent me to talk to you, motherfucker. I went, and this is again, they cannot comprehend that a black person can go to you without some white person putting you up to it. No, you can never think for yourself. You could never sit here and come up with this on your own. Some white conservative clearly coached you on this. And they don't see how racist that is. Nobody can make me do a motherfucking thing. No white conservative could make me do something I don't want to do. No black conservative can make me do something I don't want to do. If I don't want to do it, guess what? I don't do it. If I don't like it, I say I don't like it. If I think you're stupid, I say I think you're stupid. And I'm not doing it. But in his white liberal mind, my black ass is too stupid to confront him on my own. Somebody had to coach me. Yeah, go respond to him. Go respond to him. Fucking racist. Oh my gosh. Bigoted ass. What's up, Christina? I can't stand it. Speaking of Malcolm X, I will never not play this video because it's until these black liberals wake up and fire these white liberals, this is never going to go out of style.
The fox acts friendly toward the lamb, and usually the fox is the one who ends up with the lamb chop on his plate. The wolf doesn't act friendly, and therefore the wolf has more difficulty in getting the lamb chop in his plate.
I'd like to point out, though, that...
And I say that because it is usually if you study the structure of the Negro community, economically, politically, civically, psychologically, and otherwise, it's controlled by the white liberal, who usually poses as the friend of the Negro. They aren't really Negro leaders. These are puppets that have been put in front of the Negro community by white liberals.
Puppets. Puppets. So when you see Hakeem Jeffries, he's a puppet. When you see Maxine Waters, she's a puppet. Letitia James is a puppet. She's a token. She's the epitome of a token. Fat, black, cockeyed woman put in place to take down Donald Trump. Because, of course, that's a great look for a black woman to do it, only to find out her fat, black, cockeyed ass is the real criminal here. Is the one really doing the shit that she got, that she tried to take Trump down on. Puppets. Ayanna Pressley, puppet. AOC, puppet. Kamala Harris, puppet. All of these people have been propped up in your face to play with you and play with your emotions. And you, like dummies, lap it up every election cycle. Cori Bush was a puppet. Al Sharpton is a puppet. Benjamin Crump, puppet. The 3 fat black lesbians charged with leading the Black Lives Matter organization, puppets. The moment you see 3 fat black lesbians heading an organization that claims they're for black people, that's when you know it's some bullshit. There should never be 3 fat black lesbians leading an organization for the black community. That is counterproductive to everything. Nature. But we don't want to have that. We don't want to have that conversation. Because look what happened. $90 million. And then the organization just went away. It's no longer as relevant as it used to be. The voice isn't as strong, as powerful as it used to be. Why? Because the white liberal got what he wanted. He got your dumb black asses to donate to this organization, end quote, that was funneling money to political organizations and candidates. And then in turn, the exchange was, we'll make these 3 fat black lesbians rich. You get the niggas over here distracted and in their feelings, raise all this money, we'll give you your cut, and then it break everybody else off. Them people have not raised $90 million since. They probably, if they have, raised a mere fraction of what they raised in 2020 and 2021, fiscal year 2021. But AJ's the problem. AJ's the puppet. No, AJ's not a puppet. AJ's a free man talking to you. Because AJ could say, kiss my ass tomorrow and walk away from all of this. See? See the difference? You see the difference? Ask her, what's the African from Minnesota? Ask her if she could change her mind. Ilhan Omar. Ask her if she could change her mind. She can't. She can't change her mind. She can't go off script. Ask Jasmine Crockett if she could go off script. She can't. She's a puppet. White man is in control of all of that. White liberal, white Democrats in charge of all of those black people. And you better not get out of line, because if you get out of line, your ass is done. We'll not only break you financially, we'll expose all your secrets. We'll get you caught up in some scandal to get you arrested. Look at Eric Adams in New York. Nobody thought to touch him until he decided, oh, well, I don't like how this is draining our budget. This illegal immigration is draining our budget. I don't like this. He made a mere complaint. All of a sudden, all of these damn charges pop up out of nowhere. Puppet. Eric Adams is a puppet. They don't even need the researchers. They're living it. They're literally living it. New York City is a shithole because of Democrat and liberal policies. New York City is a crime-infested shithole because of their doing, because of their DAs, because of their mayors, because of their prosecutors. That is why New York City is in the condition it's in. And it's deliberate. It is intentional. But until y'all leave and say I've had enough, they're just going to keep doing it. If they can keep you in perpetual cycles of psychosis, they will. Because you let them. You allow them to control your mind, your body, your spirit, and everything else. You are the problem, my friend. Not AJ. AJ over here minding his business, calling out the actual problems. But y'all don't want to talk about the problems. Y'all just want to feel, because they know y'all are very feely, needy, emotional people. And all you got to say is the buzzwords to get y'all going. We always have to relive this gem of a video because this video pretty much describes it all. I don't think white liberals will ever get any better than this video, because this video literally encapsulates everything most white liberals think of black people in this country, regardless of how much money you have or don't have. You are this.
An opinion on voter ID laws?
Yeah, they're usually pretty racist and they're bad.
I think voter ID laws are a way to perpetuate racism.
Would you go as far as say those laws are racist?
For sure.
Do you think it suppresses the African American vote?
Definitely.
Tell us how.
Because they're less likely to have state IDs.
Minority voters are less likely to have the kinds of IDs that have been described or required.
These type of people don't live in areas.
These type of people.
With easy access to DMVs or other places where they can get identification.
You can always get IDs you do over the internet. Does that also make it difficult for black people in particular?
Yeah, you have to have access to the internet. You have to be able to pay an internet service provider.
This video will never not be funny. We don't know how to get the types of IDs required to vote. A state ID. We don't have the ability to get a state ID. Something I've had, and many people in my neighborhood, the projects, had since we were 16. Oh no, you can't get a New York State ID. Oh, that's just so exotic. Woo. Oh man. And y'all fall for this. Y'all fall for this every time. States, I think Texas even made it like free just to get a state ID. It was free. You have to pay nothing. You just got to go in and present the proof that you live where you say you live, etc. But no. It's not about I'm not even gonna do that. Oh, they watch the videos. They think they think they are the saviors. They think they're doing the right thing. They're helping the Negroes. I'm making you aware that the Negroes can't get IDs to vote. No, this is not the same. This is not the same as the South, where they would make it damn near impossible for you to vote. Asking for one piece of ID is not suppressing your vote. It's not. If you can't get an ID, how the fuck do you function in America? You need identification for damn near every aspect of your life. And all of a sudden, when it comes to voting, you can't find your driver's license. You can't find your identification card. Bullshit. You can do all of the above. The problem is you don't want to overcome. You want to be a pet. Maybe some of y'all like being a pet for white people.
For certain fees.
Do you think that's harder for black people to go online?
Well, I feel like they don't have the knowledge of how it works.
Well, I feel like they don't have the knowledge of how it works. Could you imagine? Oh, fix it, Jesus. Fix it.
A lot of people have smartphones, but you might not have data.
For most.
Oh, now we don't have data. Most plans are unlimited at this point. Like, are we serious? Like, yeah, there are still data plans, I'm assuming, but most people have unlimited data, unlimited talk, text, whatever.
To the communities, they don't really know what is out there just because they're not aware.
We're just not aware. We're not aware of what's out there.
Or like they're not informed.
I also think there's a repression of like black voting with how if you're a convicted felon, like.
So now only black people are convicted felons. Okay, so can somebody explain to me the difference between if a black person is a convicted felon and a white person is a convicted felon in the same jurisdiction? Does one get preferential treatment over the other depending on the laws of that area? Is there something that I'm missing here? Because if you're a white convicted felon, the rules are the same, right? Or am I missing something here? I don't know. Maybe there's something I'm missing here. Oh my god! Like, oh my god, Pat! Oh my god!
You're not allowed to vote and everything, and when you look at swing states like Florida.
So now, Floridians, and I'm not sure of the laws in Florida, but I'm gonna go assume that most likely Florida seems like a state that probably wouldn't allow their felons to vote, but I don't know if that's a fact. Correct me if I'm wrong. But even if that's a fact, that doesn't just affect black people with felonies in Florida, does it? Does it? Does it?
That's a huge population of the like African Americans.
Now I'm here in East Harlem to ask.
All right. So obviously the black people were like, this is stupid. And but these are the same black people who will support these people. They will literally support these people. They will vote for their parents. They will vote for their family members and keep them in political power. These are the same black people who do that.
Ask black people their thoughts on what you just heard. Do you have ID normally? You carry ID around?
Yes, I have state ID.
Do you carry ID?
Yes, I do.
Do you know any black person who doesn't carry ID?
No. Everyone that I know has an ID. Why would they think we don't have ID?
That's a lie. Why would they say that?
Do you have ID?
Yes.
Because I have my ID and my friends have their ID, so like, we know what we need to carry around.
Everybody that I know have ID. Like That's one of the things you need to walk around with New York with, an ID.
Do you know any black adult who does not have ID?
No, I don't.
Is it a weird thing to even say that?
Yes, it is.
What is this, some type of trick candy camera?
I know, right?
That would have been some. I would have asked, "Excuse me, is this like a candy camera thing? Like, because this is stupid."
Right. That's the only thing I brought with me.
Those are legit IDs. I heard a lot also that black people can't figure out how to get to the DMV.
Really?
What does that say to you?
I know it.
Look at his face.
That on 25th Street.
Do you know where the DMV is around you?
It's on 125th Street and 3rd Avenue, I believe.
You know how to get there?
Yeah.
Would you have a problem getting there if you had to get there?
No.
I know these sound like silly questions. You know how to get to the DMV?
Of course.
You know where it is?
Yes.
You can get there?
Uh-huh.
No problem.
No problem.
Just checking.
Okay.
And I also heard a lot that black people, especially poor black people, have no access to the internet, can't figure out how to use the internet.
That's just stupidity, honestly. Everybody has access to the internet. Even a little kid can figure out how to work the internet.
I had access to the internet for years.
You know how to use it properly, right?
Exactly. I do it at work. So, of course, I know how to use it. My kids know how to use it. They all have iPads, iPods.
Oh my gosh, she works.
Whatever.
Your phone has data?
Mm-hmm.
You can actually
Unlimited.
Unlimited data.
Mm-hmm. I use my phone as a hotspot.
What does that say to you?
Her phone is a hotspot. Oh, I'm sorry. We getting exotic now.
People who have this perception of black people.
They're pretty much ignorant. That's what my thought process on it.
I just think that's ignorant. Ignorant.
Ignorant. That's the word I hear
Very
a lot.
ignorant.
Ignorant.
Very, very ignorant.
Does it sound racist for somebody to say that?
I think it is a little racist because, you know, you're putting people in a category and you have no idea what you're talking about.
Maybe a little bit of racist in it, but like I said, I think it's more stupidity and ignorance.
Judging somebody, like, but you're judging them because they black, saying that they don't got it.
What people are they talking to? Who are these people talking to?
Do you have a problem that if you go to vote and they say, "Can you please see your ID to make sure you are who you say you are"? Are you
Love showing my ID.
You got no problem with that?
Nope.
Would you have a problem if when you go to vote, if they say, "Can we please just see your ID to make sure you are who you say you are"? Do you have an issue with that?
No.
Would you have a problem if
No.
there was a rule where you had to show your ID in order to vote?
I don't think so. No.
Would you have an issue if there was a rule saying you got to show your ID before you vote?
Nah.
You cool with that?
Yeah.
Mm. So there you have it. Niggas know where the DMV is. We have ID. We're not these hapless dogs who can't figure it out. Jesus. But that's homeboy. These are the people. That's who he is. You know. Except he takes it to that next level where now he hates his own people. Because of course every white person has this abundant superpower where they can control the Negro. They're just wildly prolific and have all of this control. No, that's y'all. That's not the white people I know. Because, you know, everyone knows I'll be like, get fucked in a New York minute. Like, get the fuck out of my face with that stupid shit. Nobody controls me. I do what I want. I talk about the stuff that I want to talk about. I address the creators I want to address. Like I said before, it's AJ's rant room, not AJ's let me placate you. Because trust me, if I placated to the white conservatives the way some of these other black conservatives do, oh, I'd be 1 million followers with no issue. But I like the nuanced conversation. When you like the nuanced conversation, you're not going to be the most popular kid in the playground. Because just like the white liberals, there are white conservatives who don't want to have the nuanced conversation. It's everything is all or nothing. So you can't tell me that I'm a little bit wrong here. You can't tell me that my point of view is a little flawed. So don't get it fucked up. There are white conservatives who think they're supposed to be in the driver's seat as well, but those aren't the ones I mess with. So that ain't my walk. That ain't my issue. Because you'll get the correction pretty much immediately. You have no autonomy over me. You can't run me. You can't tell me where to go, how to do, what to talk about, what to present. Even if you're paying me to do it. It's called a negotiation. But a lot of y'all don't know what that is either. Oh, I'll work with you, but I need this and I need this and I need this and I need this and I need this too. And I'm not talking about this and I'm not addressing that and I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to do it this way. And if we can't come to an agreement, then that's cool. We just can't come to an agreement. But this whole notion that white liberals are the homie, the friend, the buddy, the cool one, the one who has your best interest in mind is bullshit. They don't. And again, let me be clear. I am not talking about all white liberals, but I am talking about a lot. Enough to take notice. Because I have some cool white liberal friends. Because guess what? Our lives are more than our political beliefs or our views on abortion or our views on how wealth should be distributed and all of that stuff. We have more than that going on in the world, right? We're human beings, right? Now, sometimes the differences are just that stark where I'm like, yeah, I really can't get with that. But I think I'm pretty sensible. I'm not extreme. Depends on who you talk to. But in my opinion, I'm not extreme. I'm very much a centrist, if you really like listen to me. I like the long view. I like to see everything. And then I'm like, yeah, that don't make sense. But if you really think about what a conservative is versus what a liberal is, those aren't the extremes. The extremes are the right wingers. The extremes are the leftists. Those are the extremes. And then you go far beyond that and you get anarchy and all of the stuff, right? And so that has nothing to do with conservatism, but you have these loudmouth, ill-informed, hyper-religious, usually idiots who get the biggest megaphones speaking for all conservatives, believing they represent the entire umbrella of conservatism, and they do not, and they cannot. So there are nuanced conversations to be had, but most people don't have the skill set to have the nuanced conversations because they don't want to give anything in a debate because they feel like if they agree with something, that somehow they're co-signing everything. A liberal can do something good, and I'm like, yeah, that was good. Like even last night, I said I don't think Ketanji Brown Jackson is a bad justice. Somebody else may think she's terrible. That is their opinion. What I said is I don't like how she was presented to us. I need a black woman. I don't like that presentation of it. But people don't want to have that conversation. They just want to have the all or nothing. It has to be all or nothing. It can't be a little bit. It can't be some. You have to be all in and agree with everything. Or I can't rock with you. I can't follow you. I can't support you. Well, that's okay. Because I would rather walk away from this knowing that I'm not a slave to your rhetoric. I'm not a slave to what you think, feel, and believe. Oh, God, cheese and bread. Anyway, that's my rant for today. I appreciate y'all so much for watching. Hopefully, I made your lunch a little better. And we're going to move on with our day and our lives and let this white liberal live in his ivory tower, professing his love for the blacks while controlling them. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. Have a great one. Peace.